It is April 7th, 2015. We're here at 6930 Beloit Street in San Diego, California, 92111. Here at the front of the house, we have two cleanouts that were installed. We're going to go ahead and go to the cleanout that sweeps back into the house. This is a 3-inch ABS plastic access. And as you can see, we go back into the original cast iron pipe. And this is under the slab of the house. We have a little bit of water hanging out here. When we go back from the other clean out, we'll see if there's a slight offset that's damming up the water. But as we can see right here, we're just going over a few little mounds. There's some small buildup of deposits that are on the pipe, and that can cause sometimes this little bit of damming up of water. So you can see here we just hit this little hill or mound of buildup. So we're headed back into the house. So again, just some small levels of water being retained in the bottom. A little bit of flaking of the cast iron pipe on the walls there. But we don't see anything that's completely cracked or broken that would raise any type of warning. Okay, here we have a junction, T-junction, where drain and sewage is emptying into this line. That's probably from the hall bath. Again, just some minor buildup on the bottom, which is collecting and holding some of that water. That can be hydrojetted out to kind of clean those walls and bottoms of the pipe up a little bit better so that it doesn't really hold. Okay, and here we have the other bathroom emptying into the line, and this will lead to the very back side of the line here, which essentially this is the very beginning of the sewer line. So what we've now hit is essentially the end of the line here, which you could call the beginning from the point that we came from. So we're now going to go ahead and pause the recording and pull back the camera to the original starting point, and then go from these cleanouts out to the street. Okay, we're now going to go from the cleanout that's closest to the house, and this actually sweeps away from the house towards the street. We still have all plastic ABS pipe. We have a little bit of paper and debris kind of built up here right on this part of the plastic pipe. We have a clean transition. We're now into cast iron sewer pipe. So again, we do have some buildup on the bottom of the pipe there, and that can be cleaned up if it ever needs to be with a jetter, but nothing too severe. We're now making a downward turn at a 45-degree angle to get to a greater depth here. And now we're going to go ahead and retransition back. We're going to go ahead and pause the recording just for a minute while we go ahead and clean the camera head off with some water. Okay, we ran a little bit of water to clean our camera head off, so you can see this cast iron, after we went down that slight vertical drop, it retransitioned to the horizontal line, and this is now in a 4-inch clay pipe. And this is pretty typical that we'll find clay on the last run. Okay, it appears we have a very heavy root intrusion here in the line. So we've got a little bit of buildup in the pipe right here. All this paper and debris is kind of catching right here on this ball or web of roots that we have. You can see right here they're kind of growing on the bottom side, and we've even got a little bit hanging down from the top. So we'll go ahead and push through this area. Again, we've got a little bit of debris we're punching through here, but here we have the next junction, and you can see here we have another root intrusion. Okay, here we have a extremely large root intrusion that's blocking the majority of the line. Okay, here we have another junction with more roots growing up on the upper right side of the pipe. I'm going to pause the recording while we get some more water flushed down the line. Okay, we've run some water through the system, so here's our last root intrusion that we've come upon, and here's where we're now dumping into the city line in the street. So we're going to go ahead and pull back, and we're going to go ahead and mark where and how deep each of these root intrusions are. So we back up here, coming up from the city, and here's our last root intrusion. We'll go ahead and pause the recording while we locate where these are at. Okay, we've gone ahead and located these 4 root intrusions. This is the last root intrusion right here, or the first, I should say, on the line as you head out to the street. So there's 4 intrusions. They're all in the city street. However, that is the responsibility of the homeowner to maintain. The line is not broken or collapsed, and that's the only time the city would assist in this problem. So the line just simply needs to be hydrojetted And then it can be maintained by putting in an annual foaming chemical which keeps the roots from growing back in, and that can be purchased at Lowe's Home Improvement. It's a brand called Robic Foaming Root Killer. Comes in a 1-pound bottle for just under $20, and you would need to put 2 bottles per treatment at a time, and again, that's just done annually. So we've marked the 4 intrusions in the street. They're approximately 5 to 7 feet deep as the line is headed a downward slope. And so that concludes this recording.